let's look at a relative extrema. Okay, so let's say we have a curve like this or like this. Now here, if you notice, we have already seen that this is the points at which the slope is 0, right? Now, what we have to figure out here is what are the lowest points, right? That is the minima and the highest point, that is maximum, right? So usually these are the points that will be minima or maxima. Procedure remains the same as we have seen. First we figure out the slope, the points at which the slope is 0, and then we figure out whether it is a minimum or a maximum. Whether it is a minima or a maximum. So let's see. F of x is equal to x square plus 4x plus 4. So to figure out where the slopes are 0, let's differentiate this. We get 2x plus 4, and the slope will be 0 when the f prime of x is 0. So 2x is equal to minus 4, x equal to minus, and this minus 2 we substitute it in f, which gives us minus 2 square plus 4 times minus 2 plus 4, which gives us 4 minus 8 plus 4, which is 0. So the point at which we have this slope as 0 is going to be minus 2 comma 0. There is going to be only 1. Now let's take the derivative once more. What do we get? We get 2. X disappears here. So it's a single value, that is 2, and it is positive. So if it is positive, it is concave up. If it is concave up, this is going to be the minima. If it is concave down, it is going to be the maxima. So at this point, we have a relative minima. Okay, second one, f of x is equal to x square minus 4x plus 1. F prime of x is going to be 2x minus 4. Equating it to 0, we get 2x equal to 4, x equal to 2. And f of 2 is going to be 2 square is 4 minus 8 plus 1, which gives us minus 4 plus 1, that is 3, minus 3. So the point is 2 comma minus 3. Now we know here at this point slope is 0. That means it is either concave up or concave down. Now to figure out which one of it is, based on which we can decide whether it is minima or maxima, we take the second derivative. F double prime of x is going to be, and this is again positive. So this is going to be relative minima. Okay, third one, f of x is equal to x square by 2 minus 5. Let's differentiate it. We get f prime of x is equal to 2x by 2. Equate it to 0. 2 cancel, so x equal to 0. Now f of 0 would be 0 by 2 minus 5, which is minus 5. So the point is 0 comma minus 5. Again, to figure out whether it is minima or maxima, f double prime of x, which gives us 1. And this is again positive, so this is going to be relative minima. Okay, fourth one, f of x is equal to minus x square plus 8x minus 10. F prime of x is equal to minus 2x plus 8. Equating it to 0, we get minus 2x equal to minus 8. X is equal to 4. And f of 4 is going to be equal to minus 16 plus 32 minus 10, which gives us minus 26 plus 32, which gives us 6. So the point is 4 comma 6. Now f double prime of x will be minus 2, which is negative. So which means this is going to be relative maxima. Sixth one, f of x is equal to minus x cube plus 3x square minus 6. F prime of x is equal to minus 3x square plus 6x. Equating it to 0, we get, let's take minus x common out. We can take 3 also out. So we are left with x minus 2 equal to 0, which tells us x is equal to 0 and x minus 2 equal to 0, which means x equal to 2. So that means we have 2 points at which we have the slope as 0. So let's take it one by one. F of 0 is going to be minus 6. So this would be 0 comma minus, and then we have f of 2, which gives us minus 2 cube is 8 plus 2 square is 4, so 4 3 is 12 minus 6, which gives us minus 14 plus 12, that is minus 2. Okay, so this point will be 2 comma minus 2. Now we have to figure out which of these is minimum, which one of these is maxima, or are they both maxima minima. Okay, so f double prime of x is going to be equal to minus 6x plus 6. Till now, if you notice, the second derivative was giving us a constant, either negative or positive. But here we have the x. So what we do is we substitute these values. So f double prime of 0 is equal to 6, which is positive, right? So that means this is going to be relative minima, that is 0 comma minus 6. And f double prime of 2 is going to be minus 6 times 2 plus 6, which gives us minus 12 plus 6, which is minus 6. Since this is negative, this is going to be relative maxima at 2 comma minus 2. Okay, so this is relative maxima, this is relative minimum. Let's look at the seventh one. F of x is equal to minus 3 by x square minus 4. Okay, f prime of x is going to be minus 3 times, we can write this as, remember, minus 3 times x square minus 4 to the power of minus 1. So minus 1 x square minus 4, minus 1 is minus 2, which can be written as 3 by x square minus 4 square. And don't forget that we have to differentiate x square. So we get 2x times 2x, which gives us 6x divided by x square minus 4 square. And now if we equate it to 0, we get 6x equal to 0, that means x equal to 0, which means f of 0 is going to be equal to minus 3 by 0 minus 4, which is minus 3 by minus 4, which is 3 by 4. So the point is 0 comma 3 by 4. Now we have to figure out whether it is maxima or minima. So let's take the second derivative. F double prime of x is equal to x square minus 4 square as it is times 6 minus 6x times, now we differentiate the denominator. We get 2 times x square minus 4 times 2x divided by x square minus 4 square, so 4, which gives us 6x square. Okay, we need to do it in more than one step. So we get, or leave it as it is, because there is commonality, we can take common out. Okay, so 6x square minus 4 square minus 6 to 12 to 24x square times x square minus 4 divided by x square minus 4 times. Now, one of this, and one of this gets cancelled. So we are left with 6x square minus 24x square by x square minus 4 cube. And this would give us minus 18x square minus 24 divided by x square minus 4 cube. Now, remember our point of interest is x equal to 0. So let's do the substitution here. So f double prime of 0 is going to be equal to minus 24 by minus 4 cube, right? This becomes 0, minus 24, 0 minus 4 is minus 4 cube, which gives us minus 24 by 4, 4, 16, 4, 64 minus, which gives us plus. So therefore, this is a relative minimum. Okay. Eighth one, f of x is equal to 3 by x square minus 1. Okay. F prime of x is equal to, again let's differentiate it, x square minus 1 times 0 minus 2x times 3 by x square minus 1 square, which is equal to minus 6x divided by x square minus 1 square, and if we equate it to 0, we get minus 6x equal to 0, that means x equal to 0. And f of 0 is equal to 3 by x square minus 1. So 0 square minus 1, which is minus 3. So therefore, our point of interest is 0, comma minus 3. Okay. Now, differentiating it once more. F double prime of x gives us, now of what? Of this part. So we get x square minus 1 square as it is times minus 6 minus 6x as it is, and then differentiating the denominator part. So 2 times x square minus 1 uh, times 2x divided by x square minus 1 square, that is 4. One of this, and one of this gets cancelled, and we are left with minus 6x square plus 6. 6 to 12, minus minus plus, so plus 12x times 2x is also there. Okay, x square minus 1 cube, which gives us, this gives us 24x square. 24x square minus 6x square is 18x square plus 6 by x square minus 1 cube. Okay. Now, remember our point of interest is 0. So, f double prime of 0 is going to be 6 by minus 1 cube, which is 6 by minus 1, which is minus 6. Important thing is it is negative. So, that means this point of interest is going to be relative maxima. Remember, in a graph, if you have something like this, first derivative gives us this and this, right? Second derivative at this point, if it is positive, it is concave up. If it is negative, it is concave down. If it is concave up, this must be the minimum. And if it is concave down, it must be maximum, relative maximum. Ninth one, f of x is equal to 1 by x square minus 16. So f prime of x is equal to x square minus 16 times 0 minus um, then we have 2x divided by x square minus 16. square, which gives us minus 2x by x square minus 16 square. Equating it to 0, we get minus 2x equal to 0. That means x equal to 0 and f of 0 is equal to 1 by minus 16, which gives us minus 1 by 16. So our point of interest is going to be 0, comma minus 1 by 16. Now, f double prime of x is going to be x square minus 16 square times minus 2 minus minus 2x times 2 times x square minus 16 times 2x divided by x square minus 16 square that is 4. So one of this, one from here and one from here will get cancelled. So we are left with minus 2x square plus 32. 2 2's 4 2's 8 plus 8x square divided by x square minus 16 to the power of 3, which gives us 6x square plus 32 by x square minus 16 cube. Now our point of interest was 0. So f double prime of 0 gives us 32 by 0 minus 16 cube. So minus, we can write it as 16 cube because negative to the power of 3 is negative, which gives us a negative number. So therefore this is going to be relative maximum. Let's look at the 10th one. Okay, tricky one. F of x is equal to minus of minus 6x plus 36 to the power of 2 by 3. Now remember, here it can be written as minus uh, minus 6x plus 36 to the power of 1 by 3 square. Now immediately you realize that because of the square, this will always be, f of x will always be negative. This will always be positive, and because of this, f of x will always be negative. And f of x is nothing but our y-axis. So irrespective of what the value of x is, it will always be, f of x will always be negative. Clear? And by the way, it will be something like this, right? So it will always be in the negative direction. That means this point is going to be the maximum, isn't it? So what will that point be? Now here, of course, I have given you that. But since we know that its value will always be negative, f of x will always be negative, whatever be the value of x, positive or negative. So let's see what happens when f of x will be equal to 0. When minus 6x is equal to minus 36 and x is equal to 6. So that means this is going to be 6 comma 0, right? And this is going to be the maximum. Now many times what will happen is just following our derivative format, f prime of x. If we just follow this, we may not be in a position to figure out the answer. The reason being, let's see what happens if we do that. Minus 2 by 3 times minus 6x plus 36 to the power of 2 by 3 minus 1. That is 2 minus 3 by 3. That means minus 1 by 3 times minus 6, which gives us 3 times 2. 2 2 is 4, minus minus plus. So 4 by minus 6x plus 36 to the power of 1 by 3. And if we equate it to 0, what happens? X disappears totally. So that means this is not feasible. We cannot evaluate this, right? So now let's see what happens if we take the second derivative of this itself. Since we are not going to be equating it to 0, we get 4. Again, if we take it up, this becomes minus 1 by 3. So minus 1 by 3 times minus 6x plus 36 to the power of 1 minus 1 by 3 minus 1. That means minus 4 by 3 times minus 6. So 3 twos, minus into minus plus, 4 twos 8, right? So this would be 8 by minus 6x plus 36 to the power of 4 by 3. Okay. Now we have this value x equal to 6. So let's see whether it confirms our idea that it is going to be the maximum. So what happens? F double prime of 6 will give us 8 by minus 36 plus 36 to the power of 4 by 3. So what happens? This denominator becomes 0. So if this becomes denominator becomes 0, so it becomes a little bit tricky. So in such type of problems, you should be able to figure out this without using derivatives. So this is going to be relative maximum. 10th one. F of x is equal to minus of minus 2x minus 8 to the power of 2 by 3. Okay. Again, somewhat similar to the previous problem, if you notice, this can be written as uh, mm, minus 2x minus 8 to the power of 1 by 3 square, which means because of this square, this quantity will always be positive. So f of x will always be negative. So it will be always negative downwards. So where exactly will its maxima? Okay, so let's see. Minus 2x minus 8 equal to 0. Minus 2x equal to 8. X is equal to minus 4. So at minus 4, it will be the maximum. It will go something like this, somewhat similar to our previous problem. Okay, but what would be the coordinates as such? If x equal to minus 4, then f of x would be equal to 0. So which means that the point of interest is going to be minus 4 comma 0. Now if we try to do the same thing using derivatives, f prime of x would be minus 2 by 3 times minus 2x minus 8 to the power of 2 by 3 minus 1, that is minus 1 by 3 times minus 2, which gives us minus into minus plus 4 by 3 times 1 by minus 2x minus 8 to the power of 1 by 3. Okay. Now, if we take the second derivative, f double prime of x, we will end up with minus 4 by 9 times 1 by minus 2x minus 8 to the power of 4 by 3 times minus 2, which gives us 8 by 9 times 1 by minus 2x minus 8 to the power of 4 by 3. Okay. Now, see, if we try to equate this to 0, the first derivative, x will disappear. So we can't really equate it to 0. So that means our point of interest is minus 4 comma 0, and which will be your relative maxima. Okay. Now 11th one, f of x is equal to minus x to the power of 4 plus 2x square minus 1. F prime of x is going to be minus 4x cube plus 4x. Equating it to 0, we get let's take out minus 4x. So we end up with x square minus 1 equal to 0, which means x equal to 0 and x square minus 1 equal to 0, which means x square equal to 1, which means x equal to plus or minus 1. So which means we have 3 points of interest. So let's figure out f of 0 is going to be minus 1. F of 1 is going to be minus 1 plus 2 minus 1, which is 0. And f of minus 1, again x to the power of 4, x to the power of 2, they convert this minus 1 to plus. So again it will be 0. So let's take the second derivative. F double prime of x would be minus 12x square plus 4. Right? Now let's do the substitution. F double prime of 0 would be 4, which is positive, which means this is going to be relative minima. Okay. In the second case, F double prime of 1 would be, again, minus 1 will become 1. So minus 12 plus 4 will become minus 8. So negative, which means this will be relative maxima. And finally, f of minus 1. So we take second derivative at minus 1 will be minus 1 also becomes plus 1. So minus 8. So again, this will be relative maximum. Okay, so that was the 11th one. Now let's look at the 12th one. F of x is equal to minus 1 by 6 x to the power of 7 by 3 plus 14 by 3 times x to the power of 1 by f prime of x is going to be minus 7 by 18 x to the power of 7 by 3 minus 1, which gives us 4 by 3 plus 14 by 9 x to the power of 1 by 3 minus 1, which gives us minus 2 by 3. And let's equate it to 0. Now solving this, we will get, let's take minus 7 by 9 x to the power of minus 2 by 3 out. What do we get? We get 1 by 2 x to the power of 6 by 3. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 by 3 minus 2 equal to 0, which implies that x equal to 0 and half x square minus 2 equal to 0, which means x square is equal to 2 times 2. So x square equal to 4, x equal to plus or minus 2. Okay, let's see. We have arrived at the points of interest. So those are x equal to 0, x equal to plus or minus 2. So f of 0 would be 0. F of 2 is going to be 4 cube root of 2. And f of minus 2 will be minus 4 cube root of 2. So the points are 0, 0, then 2, 4 cube root of 2, and finally minus 2 minus 4 cube root of 2. Now we have to figure out the second derivative. So first derivative is f prime of x is equal to minus 7 by 18 times x to the power of 4 by 3 plus 14 by 9 x to the power of minus 2 by 3. So f double prime of x would be 7 fours 28 by 18 times 3, 54. Okay? And x to the power of 4 by 3 minus 1, which gives us 1 by 3. Okay? Then plus, again, which means 14 to 28. This will not be plus, because when we bring multiply with the exponent, this will become minus. So minus 28 by 9 3 is 27, x to the power of minus 2 by 3 minus 1, which gives us minus 5 by 2. So now let's check this, simplify this. So we get 2 14s, 2 2s, 2 sevens. So denominator is same. So 27 minus 14x to the power of 1 by 3 minus 28x to the power of minus 5 by 3. And again, if we take minus 14x to the power of minus 5 by 3 out, we get x square minus 2. And here if we take this down, we get minus 14 by x to the power of minus 5 by 3 times x square minus 2. Now remember, we have 3 points, 0, 2 and minus 2. If we take double prime of 0, what do we get? Denominator is 0, so we can't really take that point. Okay, f double prime of 2 will give us what? Minus 14 by 2 to the power of, by the way, this will not be minus, this will be plus, because we brought it down, so it will become positive. 2 to the power of 5 by 3 times 2 to the power of 2 minus 2. Now, this is, denominator is going to be positive, this is going to be positive, but 2 square, 4 minus 2 is positive, so overall it is negative. Now, f double prime of minus 2 is going to be minus 14 by minus 2 to the power of 5 by 3 times minus 2 square minus 2. So this again will be positive, but now this denominator is going to be minus because of the fifth power and cube root. It will be minus, minus times minus divided by minus will be plus. So which means we can remove this. This is going to be relative what? 2 comma 2 is maximum, and this is going to be relative minimum. Yes. Okay, now let's look at the next one. 13th one, f of x. Let's come to trigonometric term. Minus 2 cos 2x in the interval minus pi to pi. F prime of x is going to be minus 2 times minus sine 2x times 2, which gives us plus 4 sine 2x, and equating it to 0 will give us sine 2x equal to 0, which means 2x is going to be minus pi, 0, pi, and remember when we take 2x, the whole graph gets crunched, right? So it will be 2 pi and minus 2 pi as well. So which means x will be equal to minus pi by 2, 0, pi by 2, pi and minus pi. Okay. So now let's look at the second derivative, or let's figure out the f of x of these values. So f of x of minus pi by 2 would be what? Cos 2x. So minus 2 times cos 2 times minus pi by 2. So 2 2 cancels. So minus times minus is plus. No, we can't multiply it like that. Cos minus pi is cos pi. So cos pi is minus 1. Minus 1 times minus 2 is 2. Okay. Now let's look at the second one. F of, instead of doing it like this, let me actually put the value that we are looking at. F of minus pi by 2. Now let's look at f of 0. F of 0 would be minus 2 times cos 2 times 0. That is 0. So cos of 0 is 1 minus 2. Okay. F of pi by 2 is equal to minus 2 times cos 2 times pi by 2. So 2 2 cancels. Cos pi is minus 1. So minus 1 times minus 2 is plus 2. So plus 2. Now let's look at pi and minus pi. So minus pi, let's say, is going to be minus 2 times cos 2 times minus pi, which gives us cos minus 2 pi, which is nothing but cos 0. So that is 1. So this will be minus 2. F of pi. So minus 2 times cos 2 pi, right? Equal to, now cos 2 pi is again 1. 1 times minus 2 is minus 2. Okay. So now the coordinates that we are talking of is, let's start from the negative side. Minus pi, minus 2. Then minus pi by 2. Minus pi by 2 is 2. Then 0. 0 is minus 2. Then pi by 2. Pi by 2 is 2. And finally, uh, pi is minus 2. Now let's figure out what the extremas are, whether these are uh, minima or maxima. So for that we require the second derivative. So second derivative of, we want it for 4 sine 2x. 4 times sine is cos 2x times 2, which gives us 8 cos 2x. This is the second derivative. Now we substitute these individual x values. So f double prime of minus pi would be equal to 8 times cos minus 2 pi, which is equal to cos 2 pi, minus 2 pi is going to be 1. So f double prime of minus pi by 2 would be 8 times cos 2 times minus pi by 2. So that means minus pi, which is going to be equal to, cos minus pi is minus 1. So minus 8. F double prime of 0 would be 8 times 1, which is equal to 8, because cos 0 is 1. F double prime of pi by 2 would be equal to 8 times cos 2 times pi by 2, which is pi. Cos pi is minus 1, so this will be minus 8. And finally f double prime of pi is equal to 8 times cos 2 pi, which is going to be 8. So based on this, now we can say that this is going to be relative minima. This is going to be relative maxima, because f double prime is negative. This is going to be relative minima. This is going to be relative maxima. And this is going to be relative minimum, is the relative extremas of this function. Now let's look at the next one. Next one is 14. F of x is equal to minus cosec 2x from minus pi to pi. Okay, f prime of x is equal to minus cot of 2x cosec 2x times 2, which gives us minus into minus plus 2 cot 2x cosec 2x. Yes. Now if we equate it to 0, what happens? We get 2 cos 2x by sin 2x, 1 by sin 2x equal to 0, which implies the denominator, if we take it to the other side or multiply both sides by sin square 2x, sin square 2x disappears. So we get 2 cos 2x equal to 0, which implies cos 2x is equal to 0, which means that 2x is going to be, when will cos 2x be 0? When it is minus 3 pi by 2, minus pi by 2, pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2. So which means x will be equal to minus 3 pi by 4, minus pi by 4, pi by 4 and 3 pi by 4. Now again for this we need to figure out the coordinates, right? So what is our function? Function is minus 1 by sine 2x, right? So f of x is equal to minus 1 by sine 2x. Okay, keeping this in mind, let's look at f of minus 3 pi by 4 is equal to minus 1 by sine 2 times minus 3 pi by 4, which gives us 3 pi by 2. Now, in case of sine, this minus can be taken out. Sine 3 pi by 2 is going to be minus 1. So, minus 1 by minus minus 1, which is minus 1 by plus 1, that is minus 1. Okay. F of minus pi by 4, which is going to be minus 1 by sine 2 times minus pi by 4. 2 2's. So sine minus pi by 2 is going to be uh, that is 1 minus 1, which is equal to 1. Okay, f of pi by 4 is equal to minus 1 by sine 2 times pi by 4. 2 2's. So we have pi by 2. So minus 1 by sine pi by 2 is sine 90, that is 1, which is minus 1. And finally, f of 3 pi by 4 is equal to minus 1 by sine 2 times 3 pi by 4, 2 2's. So 3 pi by 2, sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So minus 1 by minus 1, which is 1. So the coordinates are going to be what? Coordinates are going to be minus 3 pi by 4, comma, first one is what? Is minus 1. Second coordinate will be minus pi by 4, comma 1. Third one will be pi by 4, comma minus 1. And finally 3 pi by 4, comma 1. So these are the four coordinates where the slopes are 0. Now we have to figure out whether they represent the minima or the maxima, relative ones. For that we require f double prime of x. So our f prime of x, first let's write that. F prime of x is equal to 2 cot 2x cosec 2x. Okay, so f double prime of x would be 2, let's take it out, and let's differentiate cot 2x. Cot 2x is minus cosec square 2x, and then times 2, then cosec 2x as it is. Okay, plus now let's keep cot 2x as it is, and cosec 2x is going to be minus cot x times cosec 2x. This should be 2x. Okay, so now and we also have to differentiate 2x, so this becomes into 2. Now here we have a 2, here we have a 2, so let's take the 2 out, so this becomes 4. Here we have a minus, here we have a minus, so let's make it minus 4. Cosec square 2x, cosec 2x. So this becomes cosec cube 2x. Cube. Plus, we have cot 2x, cot 2x. So cot square 2x, and this is cosec 2x. Okay. Now let's convert this into cos and sine. This will be 1 by sine cube 2x plus cos square 2x by sine square 2x times 1 by sine 2x, which means we can write it as minus 4 times 1 by sine cube 2x plus cos square 2x by sine cube 2x. We can do is minus 4, combine these two, 1 plus cos square 2x by sine cube 2x. Looks complicated as you keep going, but remember each step itself is straightforward. You have to do it a little bit carefully, that's all. Okay, now that we have it in this form, what we can do is figure out the f double prime of those x coordinates. Okay, so minus 3 pi by 4 is equal to minus 4 times, think of it like this, cos square of any angle, even if cos of an angle is negative, the moment you square it, it becomes positive. So which means we don't even have to bother with this, right? Uh, okay, and 1 is positive. So the only thing we have to worry about is sine cube 2x. Now, sine cube, so 1 plus, let me just write it off so that you can say 2 times minus 3 pi by 4 by sine square 2 times minus 3 pi by 4. 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. What will this give us? Minus 4, 1 plus some positive entity, positive figure, divided by, this is cube. That is why we are doing this. If it was square, we wouldn't have to calculate this as well. Now, 3 pi by 2, sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. No, 1. Right? Clockwise, if we go 3/4 of the way, we come to 90 degrees. So, which is 1. If it is 1 cube is 1. So, this is plus, this is plus. So, which means this is going to be minus 4. Similarly, f double prime of minus pi by 2, no, not pi by 2, pi by 4 is equal to minus 4, 1 plus cos square 2 times minus pi by 4. So 2 2's divided by sine cube 2 times minus pi by 4. So again 2 2's, which gives us minus 4. This is positive. This is going to be positive. This is positive. Now we have to figure out only this. Now sine cube minus pi by, sine minus pi by 2 is going to be minus sine pi by 2. Now sine minus sine pi by 2 is 1, which means this is going to be 1 by minus 1, which gives us 4. F double prime of pi by 4. So again 4, 1 plus cos square 2 times pi by 4 by sine square, sine cube 2 times pi by 4. So this becomes 2, 2. This is positive. So we don't have to evaluate it. Uh, Now sine pi by 2 is 1. So that means this is also positive. So that means we are going to end up with minus 4. Now f double prime of, what is the last one? 3 pi by, which gives us 1 plus cos square 2 3 pi by 4. So 2 2's divided by sine cube 3 pi by 2 times 2. So sorry, 3 pi by 4 times 2. So sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1, right? So minus 4, 1 plus cos square 3 pi by 2 is 0, by this is going to be minus 1. Minus 1 cube is minus 1, which is going to make it. So we have minus plus minus plus. So plus means it is going to be relative minima. This is going to be relative maxima. Relative minima and relative maxima. Okay. 15th one. F of x is equal to minus cos 2x from minus pi to pi. Okay, f prime of x is equal to minus sine 2x times 2, which gives us 2 sine 2x. Okay, now equating this to 0 will give us what? Sine 2x equal to 0, and which means 2x is equal to, what will this be? Minus 2 pi minus pi 0 pi and 2 pi, which means x is going to be minus 2 by 2. So that means minus pi by 2, 0 pi by 2, and you can figure out the coordinates, cos of 2x. So cos of 2 times minus pi, which is minus 2 pi, which is nothing but 0. So cos 0 is 1. Cos of 2 times minus pi by 2. 2 2 cancels. Cos of minus pi is minus 1. Okay. Now cos of 2 times 0 is cos 0, which is 1. Cos of 2 times pi, that is 2 pi, which is again 1. Cos of 2 times 2 times, no, I should have done pi by 2. So if we do pi by 2 here, this cancels, and cos pi is minus 1, and cos 2 pi is 1. So our coordinates are going to be minus pi comma 1, minus pi by 2 comma minus 1, 0 comma 1, pi by 2 comma minus 1, and finally pi comma 1. Now we have to figure out the whether they are relatively maximum or minimum. So f double prime we require. F double prime of what? 2 sine 2x. So f double prime of x is going to be 2 sine 2x is nothing but cos 2x, and 2x is 2. So we get 4 cos 2x, right? And now we do the substitution. So minus pi is equal to 4 cos 2 times minus pi, which is equal to cos minus 2 pi is 1. So this is 4. F double prime of minus pi by 2 is equal to, if you evaluate it, will come to minus 4. F double prime of 0 is equal to 4. F double prime of pi by 2 is equal to minus 4. And finally f double prime of pi is equal to, which means this is positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. So start with positive. That means relative minima, relative maxima, relative minima, relative maxima, and relative minima. Okay, that's the 15th one. Now let's look at the 16th one. Now f of x is equal to minus 2 sine 2x. Again from minus pi to pi. Now f prime of x is going to be minus 2 cos 2x times 2, which is going to be minus 4 cos 2x. Right? Now equating it to 0, we get cos 2x equal to 0. This 2x will crunch the graph. So 2x would be equal to minus 3 pi by 2 minus pi by 2 pi by 2 and 3 pi by 2, which means x is going to be minus 3 pi by 4 minus pi by 4 pi by 4 and 3 pi by 4. Okay, now f double prime, or let's actually figure out the coordinates. So f of x is equal to minus 2 sine 2x, right? So let's figure out for each of these x values. So f of minus 3 pi by 4 is equal to minus sine 2 times minus 3 pi by 4. 2 2's minus 3 pi by 2 sine is 1 times minus 2 is minus 2. Okay, f of minus pi by 4. So minus 2 sine 2 times minus pi by 4, which gives us minus pi by. So minus pi by 2 is minus 1. So minus 1 minus 2 is plus 2. F of pi by 4 is equal to minus 2 sine 2 times pi by 4, which is 2, which is sine pi by 2, which is 1. So this is going to be minus 2. And finally, f of 3 pi by 4 is equal to minus sine 2 times 3 pi by 4 to 2's, which gives us sine 3 pi by 2. Sine 3 pi by 2 is minus 1. So minus 1 minus 2 is plus 2. Okay, now we still don't know. We just have the coordinates. What are the coordinates? Coordinates we have is minus 3 pi by 4, comma minus 2, minus pi by 4, comma 2 pi by 4, comma minus 2, and finally 3 pi by 4, comma 2. Now we have to figure out the maximum minimum. Which of these are maxima and which of these are minimum? So for that we require the second derivative. So second derivative of minus 2 sine 2x is going to be the derivative of minus 4 cos 2x, right? So let's differentiate this. Minus 4 cos 2x is minus sine 2x times 2, which gives us minus times minus is plus, 4 times 2 is 8. So 8 sine 2x. Okay, and now let's substitute the values. F double prime of minus 3 pi by 4 is equal to, if you evaluate it, it will come to 8. F double prime of minus pi by 4 will give you minus 8. F double prime of pi by 4 will be 8, and f double prime of 3 pi by 4 will be minus 8. That means plus minus plus minus. So this is going to be relative minima because this is positive. This is going to be relative maxima because this is negative. Relative minima and relative maximum. Okay, that was the 16th. 17th one. F of x is equal to minus sine x from minus pi to pi. So f prime of x is going to be minus sine x is cos x. Equating it to 0, we get cos x equal to 0, which means x is going to be, when is it 0? It is 0 at minus pi by 2 and pi by 2, which means the coordinates are going to be what? F of minus pi by 2 is equal to minus sine pi minus pi by 2. This minus we can take it out, so this becomes plus, which means sine pi by 2 is 1. F of pi by 2 is going to be minus sine pi by 2, which is going to be minus 1. So the coordinates are minus pi by 2, comma 1 and minus no, pi by 2 comma minus 1. Now let's figure out the second derivative. Second derivative of minus cos x. So, rather derivative of minus cos x, which is going to be the second derivative of minus sin x. So, minus cos x is minus sin, which is equal to sin. And now we do the substitution. F double prime of minus pi by 2 is equal to sine minus pi by 2, which is equal to minus sine pi by 2, which is minus 1. And f double prime of pi by 2 is equal to sine pi by 2, which is equal to 1. So this is negative, this is positive. That means this is going to be relative maximum and this is going to be relative minima. And finally the 18th one. Okay. So f of x is equal to x to the power of 4 minus 4x square. F prime of x is equal to 4x cube minus 8x. Equating it to 0, we can solve this by taking 4x square, no, not square, 4x out. We get x square minus 2 equal to 0. That means x equal to 0 is one solution, x square minus 2 is equal to 0 is another. So x square is equal to 2, which means x is equal to plus or minus root 2. So the coordinates are going to be f of minus root 2 is equal to x to the power of 4. So root 2 to the power of 4 will give us 4 minus 4 times 2, that is 8, which is minus 4. And f of 0 will give us 0. F of root 2 will give us uh, 4 minus root 2 square is 2, 4 2 is 8. So minus 4. So the coordinates would be minus root 2 comma minus 4, 0 comma 0, and root 2 comma minus 4. These are the places where the slopes are 0. Okay, so now to figure out which is maximum, which is minimum, let's do the second derivative. So f double prime of x would be first derivative is 4x cube minus 8x. So 12x square minus h. Okay, and now let's do the substitutions. Minus root 2 is equal to 12 times 2 minus 8, which gives us positive. This is bigger, so positive, we don't even have to evaluate. F double prime of 0 is equal to minus 8, which is negative. And f double prime of root 2 is again going to be minus 8, which is equal to positive. So that means this is relative minima, relative maxima, and a relative minimum. So that's it. Bye.